Mind's Eye Audio presents 99 Problems, a relationship journey, presented by The Storyteller. Hi, I'm The Storyteller, and I've done a lot of dating in my day, just trying to find my way, and these are some of the experiences that I've had. The names have been changed to protect the innocent, and I'm just sharing what happened, what I thought about it at the time, and how I look at it today, being a little bit more mature. Kick back, enjoy, and let me know if you can relate. So there was this time when I met this really nice girl, and her name was Mary, and she was really cool. And I remember our first date. I asked her, go out to dinner with me, and she was, really cooperative and enthusiastic. And so we made plans, and I took her out to an average, restaurant. It wasn't top of the line. It wasn't fast food. It was just kind of in the middle because, I really didn't know her yet, and I was trying to feel her out. I didn't want to set, a wrong first impression because, what you do to get a girl is what you do to keep her. So I didn't want to take her out to 5-star right off the rip and didn't even know her, might not even like her. So anyway, we went out, food was excellent. I had been to this restaurant several times, and she kind of had like a little slight attitude. I could feel it, not really happy about the food or the service or the atmosphere. I really don't know what it was. Can't put my finger on it, but she had some kind of a problem. And so, other than that, the date was nice. We got to know each other. I liked her. She liked me. So we made plans to do it again sometime. And so as the date for the second, date, our second date, as that time grew closer, she suggested maybe we should try a different restaurant, and asked me where had I been planning to take her. And so I mentioned another decent restaurant, and she, kind of interjected that she would prefer to go to this A1 top of the line restaurant. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. And we had a great time. It was totally different in terms of her vibe. She was really happy and everything went well. So I thought nothing of it. We continued to see each other. We got a little closer and everything was going well in this relationship. Then her birthday came around. And, I think I'd known her about 5 or 6 months. So I felt, it'd be nice to get her a gift. Kind of would be not nice to not get her a gift. So I got her a nice gift. It was a dozen roses, some candy. Took her out to dinner, and she had that weird vibe again, that not quite happy vibe. And I was confused. So I asked her, I said, what's going on? She said, nothing. And I said, cool, dear. Are you happy with your gift? And she said, yeah, but in the future, this would be a better gift for me. Just letting you know my taste. You want to know? You asked, I'm telling you. And what she asked for was like, a diamond tennis bracelet. Very expensive. And so I made a mental note of that, because I'm not, I'm not poor, I'm not rich, but I can afford a little this, a little that for my queen. So everything went well. And one day she asked me to take her to get her hair done, because we were planning to go out and she wanted to look nice and I wanted to treat her. So I took her out to get her hair done. Her hairdo cost $500. $500. Wow. That was a little bit high. I mean, I'm not accustomed to buying hairdos, but I thought it would be a lot less, but it was what it was, and I paid, and it was fine. And this went on and on. I started to see a theme here. Whenever we went out, whenever we went on weekend outing, anything we did, if it wasn't top of the line, most expensive, then she had that weird, I'm not quite happy vibe. But when it was very expensive, top of the line, she was happy. So I started to paint, this picture started to come into view that maybe she's only happy with the A1 first class things in life. Hey, she's royalty. She's my queen. I'm with it. And so after a bit of time, we started talking about moving in together. And, so the problem is that she wanted a very expensive apartment in a very expensive part of town. She also hinted around that, maybe it was time for her to upgrade her car and she needed my help. And so she wanted the latest, newest, most expensive car. And so the pattern came into view really quickly. She was a person who wanted a lot of things. She didn't have a lot of money. She was beautiful, but she didn't have a lot of money, but she wanted the very best from me. So I asked her, I said, hey, what if we can't have A1, top of the line, first class, everything? Would you be happy or not? And she said she'd be okay. But there was that vibe, not really. And so as time went on, the pattern just persisted. She was a person who wanted the most, and she wanted it from me. She didn't want to go out and work hard for it. She wanted it from me. And I talked to my boys about it, and they told me, they said she is probably a gold digger, man. And I didn't know what that meant. So I asked, and they told me it's a person that's trying to get as much as they can get from people. So as much as I didn't like hearing that, my beliefs and my observations were in alignment with exactly that. So even though our conversations always reached the conclusion that she would be okay living a modest or average life, her vibe says she would not be. So after a while, I tried a few times to do the average thing, and average never was good enough for her. So it became abundantly clear that she was a gold digger. She was a cute one, and she was nice, but she was about that money and trying to get the most in all of it. She even suggested to me to get a second job so that I could have more money. So it didn't take long for that relationship to fizzle out. And I thought to myself, man, there's these kind of women in the world, straight gold diggers, pretend to care about you, and they just trying to clock as much of your money as they could possibly get. Wow. So I was pretty sad. I was hurt and I was angry, and I decided I wasted a lot of time with this woman. And so good luck to her. I hope she finds somebody that's trickier than she is, that takes her for whatever little she has, takes all her food stamps. So anyway, that's what happened, and that's how I felt. And now looking back on it, I wonder if maybe she was the kind of person that grew up without a lot of things. Maybe she grew up in poverty and they didn't have very much. So now as an adult, she's excited about being able to have the better things in life, and she reaches for it, reaches hard. Maybe not, to be industrious enough to create it for herself, but to ask for it and to receive it. She's very pretty. She probably had a lot of success in asking for things. So maybe she's the result of her poor upbringing. Maybe as a result of her poor upbringing, maybe she didn't have a lot of security. Maybe her family moved around a lot. The lights got cut off, the water, not enough to eat. Maybe poverty traumatized her in some type of way. Maybe she grew up thinking that, that a man that loves you will provide for you, and that being able to provide for you gives her a sense of security, and people that love you will help you to feel more secure. So maybe she's coming from a place of good intention, but just a place of damage, and unprocessed damage. So, instead of judging her, I try to look at people like that with compassion and understanding, because we don't stand in line and get the defects or the issues or the baggage that we carry. We just kind of pick it up along the way. It's not our fault. I don't blame her today. Looking back, I don't blame her at all. Even if her intentions were bad, the development of that characteristic probably came from a place of hurt, lack, and just a misguided understanding of what love is all about. Hey, much love to her, much love to you. I wonder if you agree with my theory. I wonder if you disagree. I wonder if you're that kind of person. I wonder if you've ever met any people like that. These are all the things I would like for you to comment on in the comments section. Share with me as I share with you and we share with each other. Peace. I'm the storyteller.